Well, this morning I'm coming to you from pretty much one of my favorite places in Pendleton, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, it's probably going to be a series, and I've already been doing this a little bit, giving updates on my progress, becoming an American national, and that's the term I'm going to use for state citizenship, or sovereign citizen, or free man, whatever term that you like, that's fine. I think from all my research, either state citizen or American national, both are appropriate for what I'm trying to accomplish, and I think they're accurate. So the update so far for American national. I was going to make a separate video, but on the 3-cent mail, but I've already done several videos on the labels and on the process and everything, so I'm not going to make a separate video for that. But here's a really cool update. I actually use the registered mail sticker. Normally you take it to the counter and they fill it out and put it on the envelope and charge you like $15. Well, I just have a whole handful of those in my office, and anytime I want something registered mail, I just put the tracking sticker on the envelope and keep the matching tag for it, and I can track it online, and it's only 3 cents, and it always gets to its destination, and I know when it gets there. Now, the only downside to this is there's no way you can actually get like a signature request or a signature upon receipt. That would require you to actually go into the post office and fill out the form, and they would charge you a bunch of money for that. But this is pretty good. You can print out the confirmation of when it gets there, and then photocopy the confirmation with the registered mail sticker that you have, and it confirms it got there. It was tracked the whole way, and it got there. So that's one update on the mail. My state citizenship ID, I finally have a second witness, and now today I'm going to be shopping around for a notary to notarize the 2 witnesses' signatures. I'm really hoping that goes well, because I really want to get this done. I'm so close. I really thought it would happen in my first attempt there. I don't think I'm going to be able to videotape it, because I don't have any way of concealing it, and I don't think that, I'll ask, but I don't think a bank will give permission for that process to be done. I will definitely ask. I had a subscriber that offered to make a donation or contribute in some way, and I said, look, I don't need the money. I would really appreciate a hidden camera, like a pen or a pair of glasses, but it needs to have audio. Well, I never heard back from him, so I don't know what the deal is with that. And that's fine. I don't know if he was serious, or maybe he just doesn't check his channel very often, but I gave him instructions on how to get in contact with me privately. So that probably won't be videotaped unless they get permission for me to videotape in the open. So if I get this notarized, one of the first things I want to do is try and get a bank account open without using my social security card or any government issued ID. If I have to use my passport, I will, but it would be nice not to have to do that. So that's gonna be my first experiment when I finally get my ID set up. Let's see here. Okay, sorry for the notes, but I do have a couple things I want to go over. There's a video of a group in the UK that have established a common law court run by the people, recognized by the government and the statutory courts, but it's run by the people. And I'll put a link to that video in the description. It's extremely powerful because what they're doing is people who sign up to be in the common law jurisdiction and under the court have been issued common law birth certificates. And I don't know what they're calling them, if they're called birth certificates, but that's the equivalent. It's just under a different jurisdiction. And this is really powerful because they're seeing that because they're recognized by the common law court, by the statutory courts, if they get a traffic citation or something that if they get before the courts for an issue that hasn't harmed anybody, like a traffic citation for whatever, a speeding ticket, and no harm was done, they can show with a birth certificate from the common law that they are literally under a legitimate, recognized jurisdiction, and that the traffic court, statutory courts don't apply to them, and they are, that's the end of the matter. That's really powerful. And so I've been in trying to get some conversation locally here in Pendleton. There's a couple people. One says that he has already established a common law grand jury, which would be extremely powerful. But from a few exchanges I've had with him, it doesn't sound like it's recognized by the court, the statutory courts, or the government. So, in theory, I'm fine with that, but it's not going to do any good unless it's recognized, because you're never going to be able to issue a birth certificate and have it be honored unless the actual authority is recognized. I think it's really important for people who are wanting to do this to think about the steps. And I've tried getting in contact with the guys who made the video in the UK, and nobody's gotten back to me. I would really like to know the actual process that they took. It took them over a year and a half, I think, to get it established. I would really like to know what their process was to get the ball rolling and to get it so that we could have a common law jurisdiction established and have it be recognized. Because think about the power of this. You start with a birth certificate to show that you're a man or a woman, a free man or woman, not under statutory, not under federal, but a state citizenship in the common law jurisdiction. Okay, you start with that. Now you have the common law court issue, I guess it would be an affidavit of travel, like a right to travel affidavit. It wouldn't be a certificate or a license because you have the right to travel, but it would be just a document saying that you have the right to travel, not because of the paper, but it's just validating your right through the common law. Anyway, that would be another cool step. Or how about a common law property title deed, so that you could have land ownership without it being registered with the statutory courts or the county recorder or, whatever. So I think I made the point with that. I really hope that sinks in. It needs to be recognized, and if anybody out there has a lead on the group in the UK, please let me know. I would love to get in contact with them. I would love to get in contact with anybody who's working in this area to get the common law courts established in America and have it be recognized, because that would solve so many problems. You basically have two options. You can either try and be invisible in the system, which is something I'm looking into, operating under a trust, owning nothing but controlling everything, having nothing in your name, having everything in the trust name. There are ways you can be invisible, but that's a lot of hassle, and you're basically still in the system, but you're just trying to be invisible in the system, which is fine, but I'd rather just be out of the system. So I guess the last update, this is super exciting. I really hope everybody who is interested in these topics is familiar with Mark Emery and the Lighthouse Law Club. I'm not a member of this club because it's expensive. It's like $2,000. but I might be a member sometime, because up to now, everything I've seen out of him has been teaching people how to operate in the system invisibly, or operating in the system so if you can avoid the landmines that they set for you. And if you do get trapped in one, how to get out of it. Operating in the system. Everything I've seen from him is about operating in the system, which everything he has is amazing and so high quality. I wish I could afford being a member. This last week he uploaded a video. He's in the Czech Republic, I believe, working on some projects, and he alluded to the fact that one of the projects that he's working on is a program to actually get you out of the system. Legitimate, 100% recognized, so that we could become free men and women indeed, and in fact, recognized. You know, that's going to be exciting. And when Mark Emery does something, he does a really good job at it. So I will keep you updated on that particular aspect. And of course, he does hold. He probably won't actually come out and give away the program. He's going to incorporate that into his law club. I'm hoping that he has some kind of special program where if you just want to exit the system, then that's a separate price, and hopefully a cheaper price. I would totally buy that in a second. I would take money out of our land fund and buy that right now, if that was the case. So that's my update, guys. Let me know what you think. When I get the my ID notarized, I'm going to do a full review of every single element on it and go over why I think it's a good ID. The elements on it are really well thought out, and I'll want to get your guys' opinions on it. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, if you have any comments that would inform me of what I'm doing wrong or a better way to do things, please let me know. I really feel like there are smarter people out here, out in the world, in this area, but I am trying to actively put the information into practice and push the limit to see what can be accomplished without going to jail. You know, what can I do to exercise my rights as a free man in this country of, as a state citizen in the country of America. So, alright, well, hopefully I get some new subscribers with some new insights, and the old subscribers chime in with some comments, because I need all the help I can get. Until next time, I am signing out.